Jai Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Everybody, let us all put our hands together. We are about to begin our beautiful afternoon, our wonderful night, in devotion, in prayer, in pranams to Bhagavan Shri Krishna. As we take a moment to reflect and to remember our wonderful mother, our beloved mother, a divine soul who would have left this earth and gone to the heavenly region. We're about to join in Gita Path mantras. We begin with Omkar 3 times. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namo Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Partaya pratibhoritam bhagavata Narayana swayam Vyasena gratitam purana munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita varishni bhagavate Ashtadashadyayani Ambatvam anusandadhami Bhagavad-gita Bhavarabheshani Namostute Vyasa Vishalavinde Ularavindrayata Patranetraha Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradeepaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraya Kapane Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gitamritaduhi Namaha Sarva Upanishado Gavo Bhagavad Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsu Sridhokam Dhokam Gitamritam Mahatam Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishna Mande Jagadguru Bhishmadrona Tatachya Tadajala Gandharanilotpala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Vahini Karnina Vilakula Ashvattama Vikarna Gora Makara Duryodhana Vartini Sutirna Kalupandavai Naranadi Kaivartaka Keshava Parasharyavacha Sarojamamulam Gita-tandurtatam Nanakyanaka Kesaram Harikatha Sambhurana Bhoritam Loki Sajjana Shatpareraha Pepe Amanam Muda O Yar Bharata Pankajam Kalimalam Prajvamsna Shreyasi Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langeti Girim Yat Kripatamaham Bandi Paramanandamadavam Yam Brahma Varunindra Rudra Murtaha Sturvanti Deve Srave Vedai Sangha Parakramopanishadai Gayantyam Samaga Dhyanavastita Targatena Manasa Pashyantyam Yogino Yasyantam Navdusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namo Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namo Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namo Namaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Shri गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार वरना रघुवर विमल जसो जोदायक पलचार उदीन तनु जानिके सुमिरा पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या दे हो मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूता तुलत बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत राम महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार कुमति के संगे कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा आनंद कुंदल कुंचित के हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजय कान्हे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन निज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 राम। रूप धरिसिहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंका जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारी रामचंद्र की साज सवारी लाई सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई दस वदन तुम रोज सगावे सकै श्रीपति कंठ लगाए तनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा नारद शारद सहित यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि को विद कहि सके कहाते तुम पुकार सुग्रीव केन्हा हम मिलाय राज पर दीन हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम राम। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्योता ही मधुर पल जान प्रभो मोद्रिका मिल मुख माही जल दिलांगे अचरज नाई दुर्गम का जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारी कीर्ति राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा कृपा सारे सब सुकला है तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आप हीनहु लोक हांकते कापै ओ तभी साच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब हम सुनावे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम राम। Everybody बोलिए go go। नासै रोग हरय सब पीरा राजपतिरंदर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा इनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों युग पर ताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलार अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दादा सबर दीन जान के माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दास हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 With adorations to Mahavir Swami Shri Bajrang Bali. भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म की दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाय जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त काय और देवता चित्त न डरहि हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा सुमिरया हनुमत बलबीर जय 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 हनुमान गुसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई दुष्ट बार बात कर कोई भूतई बंदी महासुख होय जो यहाँ पर हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि की गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा रे तेरा ही जयनाथ हृदय महाधीरा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे पवन तनय संकट हरना मंगल मूर्ति राम लखन सीता सहिता हृदय बसो सुरभू पवन सुत हनुमान की जय श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम। It is said in many scriptures coming together that when an individual departs, the journey of an individual from this world to the heavenly region is not an easy one. It is said according to Katha Upanishad, according to Garu Puran, according to many great and sacred texts, according to the words of the Maharishis who would have spoken in all good scriptures, when somebody dies, we leave this physical plane, this materialistic world, and we must go to the heavenly abode. Our journey is to go to the heavens, but sometimes due to karma, due to our lifestyle, due to the way we live, due to things that we would have carried about or carried out in our past and in our life, then karma brings us to a point where we question, was I right? Was I wrong? Should I have done that? Should I have done it differently? Many questions come in mind. One of the first questions I will ask everybody, we are about to join in a chant, but to understand, I was having a conversation just today about this topic. What do you deem on term to be timely death? And what do you deem to be untimely death? What is your thoughts? What is your mind when it comes to timely death and untimely death? If it is that somebody goes to work and while going to work they meet with an accident, is that a timely death or an untimely death? What do you all think? How many of you think it's a timely death? Put up your hand like this. Time? What about untimely? Is untimely? What if somebody is cleaning their roof and they fall off the roof and die? Is that timely or untimely? How many people say timely? Untimely. How many people don't know? What if an individual is frustrated about life, becomes fed up, and all of a sudden he decides to kill himself? So he jumps off a tree and he hangs a rope and he kills himself. Is that timely or untimely? How many people say timely? Untimely. So I have a little point there, you know. I'll give you the meaning of it just now. Timely and untimely. Bhajuman Radhe Govinda Bhajuman Radhe 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 Govinda Bhajuman 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 Radhe 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 Govinda Adi Bhajuman Radhe Govinda Bhajuman Radhe Govinda Bhajuman Radhe 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 Govinda Bhajuman Sita Rama Bhajuman Sita Rama Bhajuman Sita Rama Bhajuman Sita Rama Bhajuman Sita 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 Rama Bhajuman Sita 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 Hari Bhajuman Radhe Govinda Bhajuman Radhe Govinda Bhajuman Panduranga Vittala Bhajuman Panduranga Vittala Bhajuman Panduranga Vittala Bhajuman Panduranga Vittala Bhajuman Panduranga 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 Vittala Bhajuman Panduranga 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 Vittala Bhajuman Radhe Govinda Bhajuman Radhe Govinda Bhajuman Radhe Govinda, Bhajuman Radhe Govinda, Bhajuman Radhe 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 Govinda, Bhajuman Radhe 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 Govinda, 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 Radhe Govinda. Bhajuman Radhe 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 Govinda. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. So today we had asked a question a few moments ago. What is timely death? What is untimely death? When we speak about timely and untimely, many people become confused because we don't understand what is timely and what is untimely. But it's very simple. It says that when we live life, God would have allowed us to live a certain part or particular part of our life according to the deeds that we have performed. Whatever good happens to you is not because God made it happen. It's because you made it happen. When things are going good in your life, it's because you made it happen. Your good deeds, your karmas, everything that you did good in your life brings good to you. Baba Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai said to the world, the good you do will come back to you and the bad you do will come back to you. If things are not going the way you wanted to go in life, that's not God's fault. It is not Bhagwan's fault. We have the notion of always pointing a finger to blame somebody. But today in our scripture, according to Katha Upanishad, it says that everything that takes place in our path and in our life is due to our own karma and what we do. So let's get to understand now, what is timely death? What is untimely death? Before we came into this world, before we entered the womb of our mother, Bhagwan spoke to all of us. For example, mommy has passed. And as mommy has passed, she will have to go through a journey. The journey will be a one-year journey where mother will have to go through many different places to experience the good, the bad, and the ugly. But at the end of the 1 year, she will be faced now with the judgment day, where she will stand in front of the God of death and Bhagwan Shri Krishna. And the Lord will then say to her, well, because of this lifestyle that you live, you will then have to now go back into the world in a particular way to pay or to get the benefit of what you did in your past life. So the God of death with Lord Krishna will then bring that soul towards an understanding. And this is what he will say. He will say, Somaya, before you go back into the world, I want you to know, because of the level or the status of the karma that you have, these are the choices that will be put forth for you. So you're going back in the world, but this is the choice. You will have to choose this person to be a mother and this person to be a father. And along this life, if you choose this path, when you're growing up, you go for long. When you reach 10 years, you go for long. When you reach 15, probably you might strike something nice. Life will start to go good. At the age of 25, you might start getting sick. At the age of 50, you'll become old and worn out, but you will die. And you will die in this particular way. You might be met with an accident. But that is the way now to burn your karma. So you know what? It is destined to happen. It is timed in a particular way where we say it is called the time that it is not untimely. It is time because Bhagwan shows you that way. On the other hand, Bhagwan might say, well, if you don't like this path, then let me show you. You will have this choice now. You can choose this other person to be a mother and this other person to be a father. From birth until 40 years, they will treat you so nice and you will gain all the wealth that you want. You'll be happy, you'll be comfortable, you'll be contented and life will go really good for you. But at the age of 40, you will start to get sick. Money won't be able to save you after that. All the nice things you have wouldn't be able to help you after that. You will grieve, you will lie down on a bed and you will be filled with sickness. Your body will be filled with negativities and you will grieve until you die at the age of 60. You could choose that one. Or let me show you another one. Because of the status that you have, you will live this path. And maybe like I mentioned, you'll be living this way, you will have the choice of this mother and this father. And you might be growing up now at the age of 10, you will start to struggle. Maybe both parents might die. And you'll have to fight on your own to become wealthy or to make finances on your own. And maybe one day you'll climb up on your roof and you'll be washing your roof and because of the water, you will slip and you'll fall and you will die. It is destined to happen, you will die like this. So now you make a choice. And Bhagwan shows you before you come in the world. And before you come, you know what you say? You say, well, here's what. Well, with this life, I will get this mother and this father. And then one day I go become married. And I will have these children. And children will look like this and look like this. And I go have two. Or maybe I go have three and they will look like this one and this one and this one. And you know what? Bhagwan, I'm going to choose this one. And we made the choice. Before we came in this world, we said, God, I want this person to be my mother. I want this person to be my father. My children will look like this. I will live this life. I will see poverty at this age. I will be successful at this age. I might die by a gunshot. I might die by probably going in an accident. I might die by falling off a roof. I might die by drowning. By some reason I might die. But I'm choosing this path because I know when I'm finished now, according to how I die, I would have ended that karma phase of my path. I would have ended the karma that I created in my path, and all the good things that I enjoyed, I would have enjoyed it even more. But when I complete that part of my life and I burn it in this way, now I know for sure from that moment I am karma free, so I could start afresh. What is timely and untimely death? Timely, it goes by this. Everything that has been destined by the Lord in your path is timely. If somebody meets with an accident, you were supposed to die by the accident. If you didn't die in the accident, but you were crippled by the accident, it was a phase of burning the karma at that part and at that point. What is untimely? Untimely means you make the decision on your own to end your life when you want to end your life. That's your choice. That cannot be timely. So let's say one young boy growing up, and at the age of 15, he meet a girl and he decide, you know what, he want to be with the girl and the girl don't want to be with him. He become frustrated and he say, I'm going to kill myself. So he decide to hang himself. He decide to run in front of a car. He decide to literally go on the roof and jump on his own. He didn't slip and fall by any luck and chance. He jumped on his own. By his mind, or making up his own mind to decide to end his life, it is untimely because you choose to leave before your time has come. That is untimely. Untimely death is when you choose to end your life. And I say to many people, when you choose to end your life because you're frustrated with life, with money, with finances, with many things in the world, and you decide to leave the world before you were supposed to leave, then from the day you die, you become a wandering spirit, a soul that is restless, unrest, uncomfortable in the world. And that is the type of soul we call in nowadays a zombie. So you literally become a zombie because you don't have a place to go. You have no place to rest. It says for such people who end their lives on their own, there are no rituals and rites for that person. If you were supposed to die at the age of 50, and at the age of 30 you became frustrated and you killed yourself, from 30 until 50, God is not ready for you. God is not ready for you. So what will you do? You will roam the earth like a zombie, like a spirit just roaming everywhere. If people were to offer tarpan for you, you will get nothing because you didn't leave. If people do a shroud for you, it says for the people who live this life and to those who end their life before time, a funeral is not even recommended for such person. Tarpan is not offered for such person. It is not recommended to do a shroud, a 13-day, a 10 days. Shroud is not even recommended. 1 year not recommended because the soul didn't leave. The soul will not get anything that you give. So when sometimes we think, you know what, out of frustration, I'm going to end my life. When we think that the problems will end at that point, like people say, problem now starts. Because now is you to catch until the time will up. A question was posed to me today. So if at that point now, the soul was supposed to leave the earth at 50, and at the age of 30, the person decided to kill himself or herself. Then at the age of 50, when the soul is ready to actually leave and the God of death come, will they get the offerings then? You get nothing then because nobody giving you nothing then. So we are about to understand timely death and untimely death. How do we prepare ourselves for being alive in the world, doing the right things, and becoming a better person? There's a little story of a boy that I will about to tell everybody today. His name is called Nachiketa. I'll give it in a brief, in a nutshell. But before we do that, let's join in this chant. Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Shama Kunda, Radha Kunda, Giri Mohana, Jai राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन. Beautiful chant goes like this. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan. Shri Govinda Gopinata Madana Mohan. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan. Let us clap, everybody, bolo. Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan. Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan. Talinde Yamuna Jaya Giri Mahavan. Kalinde Yamuna Jaya Jaya Mahavan. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan. So they said one day, this little boy at the age of 9, he sees his father. His father is preparing to do a yajna. And he sees his father preparing everything, taking his time to do his Havan Puja. In a yajna, many people come together and they dress the place and they fix the place nice. And he's cooking food to feed many people. And he's performing the Havan with his pure heart. When he sits to pray, he doesn't concentrate on the world or anything that's worldly. But he chants his mantra, Om Agni Devtaya Namaha Swaha, Om Shivarun Devtaya Namaha Swaha. And he sits in the beauty and the ambience of a yajna and a yagyashala. And with his mind tuned towards God, he's praying with a pure heart. And he says, Prabhu, accept my prayer, accept my love. I don't know how long I'll live for in this world, but while I'm here with a divine mind and with honesty, Lord, please answer my prayer and bless me in the world. And this is where the kahani begins. Jaya Vrishabhanukara Jaya Kirti Raag. Jaya Vrishabhanukirtan Jaya Sundara. Jaya Purnamasi Jaya Abhina. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan. Everybody, Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan. Vrindavan mein Hari Lal ki. With one voice, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. So he says, in the Katha Upanishad, it says that this little boy at the age of 9, he sits and he notices that his father is doing a yajna. And his father is doing one of the best yajnas. Like they say, when you're going to do a yajna, you forget the world. When you're going to do a prayers, you sit down and it's you and Bhagwan in front of you. You have the Bedi, you have your Murti. And he said, Prabhu, today I've sacrificed everything. I've sacrificed my time, my efforts, my energy. I've dressed my place. I've washed down my place. I've cleaned my property physically. I've cleaned my mind. And I'm about to do an offering now. And as I'm about to make the offering, he starts to do his Havan Puja. All dedicated. But the Guru who's performing the ritual for him, at that point the Guru says, is there any more offerings that you have to offer? And he says, yes, we will do the final offering, which is that powerful offering. We're about to give the gift of land. We're about to give the gift of wealth, and we're about to give the gift of the animals. We will share. According to scriptures, it says long ago, the wealth of an individual was determined by how much land he had. You'll ever hear about that? Long ago in our scriptures, a person was deemed to be a wealthy person according to how much land they have. A person was deemed to be a wealthy person according to how much cow they had. The more cow you have, you're a wealthy person. Because the cow was the energy of Devi Maya. Not too much money and finances, but by these two characteristics. This child looked at his father as he was about to continue the yajna. And the Guru says to him, he says, well, it is time to bring the cows to the offering now. So how much cow are you going to offer? Bring the cow, let me offer them. And the father got up and he walked outside. And he had about 25 cow. And the son looking now to see what the father will do. And the father decided to choose the cows one by one. He's going to offer about 5 cow. So he looked at the cow and he said, well, but this one real big and nice, you know. No, leave that one, leave that one. That one in the back there looking like he might fall along anytime now. It didn't make sense, I keep he. Bring he, we go offer he. Let me look for the next cow now. That one over there, he looking like he thin. You could see all the rib cage and everything. He's so thin, he doesn't eat much. Maybe in a year he might fall along and die. You know what? It didn't make sense keeping him. And he decided to choose the cows accordingly in his mind, where he thought to himself, these cows may not last. Why keep them? It's best I take it and offer them and let the Guru take them and go with it. And when he thought like this, the son looked at what was happening. And the son thought for a second, I'm seeing something that is unjust, it is unfair, it is not right. Should I stand up and speak out? Or should I just sit down and look at it happening? When things in life do not go the way we want it to go and things look unfair, do you sit down and look at it happening? Or do you stand up and speak out? When life seems to be unfair, unruly, you're not sure. When life seems to be different and you want to speak out about something that you notice somebody did wrong, do you speak out or you just sit down and look at it and say, well, I don't know, I guess they could deal with that. He sat down to ask himself, should I speak or should I not? But then he says, if I decide not to speak, then the Guru who's taking these cows will realize that he's getting cows that may not last long and that will bring a karma. So best I say something. But then if I say something, then my father will be angry with me because my father will say, why am I picking sides to allow him to take the best cows that we have and give it away? Daddy might get vexed with me. So what to do? So he stopped for a second and he says, you know what? The right thing is the right thing. Let me stand up and speak out. And he got up and he walked to his father. And he says, Dad, Pitaji, I want to ask you something. I see you're giving the thin cows. I see you giving the weak cows, the cows that may not last long. Why are you doing that for? Aren't you doing an offering for God, not for the man who is doing the ritual? Aren't you about to give an offering for God? Why are you giving the worst for God when you're supposed to give the best? We always tell people, when you have a puja, you get the best for God. When you have a puja and you're going to buy your fruits, look for the best. Don't just go buy the fruit stall and say, well, I have a prayers, give me anything now. You look for the best. You're going to buy bananas, I want the best bananas, it's for a prayer. Don't just give me any one. Let me see which one I'm picking out. I want to choose this one. You're going to get oranges for puja. You're going to get fruits. You're going to get sweets. You're going to pick up anything. The mitai, or you're going to get the flags. You're going to get the samagri. Look for the best because this is for God. When you're doing your puja, some devotees, they go to buy the diyas and they look for the nice one with the designs and so on. You say, you know what? From my heart, I'm doing something good. Let me put my mind into it. Let me do it with a good mind and a good heart. I feel nice offering something nice to the gods. He says, Pitaji, why are you giving the old cows that are ready to die? It's best I give something good. And when he spoke like this to his father became upset for a second. And he says, son, go from here now. Go. I have the prayers to complete. Why are you coming here and speaking about this? The Pandit here and everything you're saying. Go one side. And he looked at the father and he says, but Pitaji, I'm only saying something that is right. Don't give what you don't want for yourself. We have that saying over here. Do not do unto others as you don't like be done unto you. If you don't like something, then don't do it to the other people. And when he spoke like this, his father, he remained silent and he didn't say anything. He says, Dad, you're giving up everything in life. You sat down to do our prayers and you're renouncing your home. You decide to give up the love of a home. You're renouncing everything around you. You're giving away the cows. You're giving away all the animals. You give all the offering. I'll be taking you, give me away too. And his father looked at him and he just turned back the other side. And with the look alone, he looked at the father and said, but wait a minute. The way you watch me, so wait now, you'll give me away? Will I wait to see that you'll give me away too? Who you give me to? Who you give me to? And like a nagging form, he started to nag the father now. Are you going to give me away? Who you'll give me away to? And the father just pushes him to the side. Once and twice and a third time. Until the father becomes so tired now with the nagging again and again. He says, you know what? I feel I'll give you to Yamraj. You want to go by Yamraj? Go by Yamraj, you go dead. And in this local way, in this physical way, the son stops and he starts to think and he says, you know what? I feel as though as a child, I'm begging for you as a father to hold on to me. But I should know better than that. Because if you have given the weakest cows, you have given up attachments to the world, then one day you'll give up me too. You know what? I should really go by the God of that. I'll go see what you do. Sometimes we say things that we don't mean. Sometimes we say hurtful things to people, and when we hurt them, we say, I should have never tell him that, you know. Sometimes we are the ones who become ignorant to the world, and we say things that we don't mean, and then we stand up after a moment, and when we calm down, we say, you know what? I'm sorry. I regret what I said. I should have changed my mind. But then sometimes, it's too late. Today we are here to remember our mother. Are there any words that you wish you could have told mommy before she died? Are there anything, or is there anything in your mind that you wish you could have said before she left? Mama, sorry. Mommy, I should have never do that. Mommy, I should have never raised my voice at you. Mommy, I should have never yelled at you. Mommy, when you called me that day, I should have come. I should have known it was something important and I should have been there. Mommy, the day you was tired and you were asking and I had something else to do, I yelled at you and I said I was too busy. Maybe I should have made a little extra time because today you're not here and I miss you. Listen. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody bolo. Hare Hare. So that 9-year-old boy, he turned around and he says he's going to walk away. He says, Dad, Agwain, no? Agwain, you tell me I should go by the God of that Yamraj? Agwain, I will die. I will go to Patalok and I will find him. Aren't you going to stop me, Dad? And the father just looked by, so angry at his son who was nagging all the time. He didn't even open his mouth to say anything. They say when you're very angry, the best thing to do is to do what? Stay quiet. When you're upset and you're angry, the best thing to do is not open your mouth and say anything at all. But stay quiet because you might say the wrong thing. And that wrong might come back to either haunt you, and you might have to live with regrets for the rest of your life. The father looked and he didn't say anything at all. And his son just kept walking away. And he says, Dad, you like me? Dad, you want me to come back? And the father is so upset. He didn't say anything at all. And his son kept walking and walking and walking until he decides now to go to the nether world and the nether regions. It is said for the first time, somebody who is alive will go to the Patal regions. Because the only way you can go there is if you die. And the only way you can go is if the God of death come and pick you up and he put you on his chariot and he take you to Patalok. But this child at the age of 9 is searching for Lord Yamraj because his father doesn't want him. And while he's going, he meets with the celestial sage who travels in the skies, the earth, and in Patal. And that sage is none other than Narad Muni. And he meets with him and he says, Great sage, I'm searching for the God of death. Can you point me in a direction? And the sage says, keep walking on this path, and soon you will reach the doorway of Lord Yamraj. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And he pays a pranams to the Guru and he says, Narad Muni, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurudevo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Great sage Narada, please point me in the right direction as to where to go and where not to go, what to do and what not to do, how to live to meet the God of death. I want to meet Lord Yamraj. It is my destiny to meet him because my father has sent me to him. Narada says, I've heard everything. I am the celestial sage. You don't need to speak anything. When I look at you, I pick up all the energy. I automatically know the right and the wrong and what is happening and what will happen. And the child says, then show me. And the Guru says, keep walking on this path. And when you reach at the end of this path, then you will start falling to the Patal regions. And keep walking there and you will find the home, the abode of the God of death. And this child, Nachiketa, he kept walking, searching. Anywhere he will stop and he will see more people, he will ask. Until suddenly and gradually he reaches to the home of the God of death. Everybody has confirmed that that is the house. So he goes by the house of the God of death and he knocks on the door. And when he knocks, he waits, but nobody opens the door. He waits for an entire day. Night has dawned. It is becoming cold. He looks at the outside of the realm of Patalok. He sees people screaming. He sees souls are begging for help. He sees some people crying out. He sees many people asking, Bhagwan, please, maaf kar do na. Please forgive us. Some people are begging and they are repenting. Some people, they are crying out with their regrets. I'm sorry I did this. I should have never done this. Please forgive me, Bhagwan. Get me out of this Patal region. It is like hell. And we are suffering. And this child is looking at all the suffering taking place around him. Night has dawned, but he then comes to himself. He leans on the door and he pulls himself together and he starts to sleep now. And he says, I'm sure the God of death will come very soon. You all know is that position called kukri? Where's kukri? Is kukri or kukri? What do you call it? That sounds like something to eat, eh? What is kukri? Anybody know? Put up your hand like this if you know. You all know? You know? Yeah, maybe. How you call a position when you sit down in a corner and you fold up your foot like this and you just crouch up in a corner? They say you kukri in a corner. Shamji, how do you call that? Kukri? Yeah, you kukri in a corner. He pulled himself together and he leaned on the door and he waited. And the night passed and the morning is dawn. And as the morning came, he looked around to see if the God of death have come. And he didn't come. A second day will pass and he will wait and he will knock again. And he will realize that nobody's coming. He's hungry and he's thirsty, but he won't go anywhere else because his mission is to go by the God of death. And a third day has come. Nothing. Nobody. He's feeling weak inside. His body has drawn down. He hasn't eaten in 3 days. He hasn't even taken anything to drink in 3 days. And on the fourth day, it is said on that fourth morning, suddenly now, he starts to hear the footsteps of a horse. A creature. He hears the footstep of an animal. He doesn't know and he isn't sure as to what it is. But he opens his eyes and he sees a black bull coming in his direction. And sitting on the black bull, he sees a form that seems to be fearsome. Fearful, but at the same time, he can understand. I'm sure this must be the God of death. And he stands and he puts his hands together and he says, are you Lord Yamraj? And Lord Yamraj looks at his child and he says, Are Putra, are you a Brahmana? Wait a minute, you didn't die to come here. Are you alive and you're here in Patal? You must be some great soul to be alive and to still be here in Patal, because only people who have died will come here. And he looks at the God of death and he says, I have a request. And the God of death says, how long are you waiting here now? He says, 3 days I didn't eat anything. 3 days I didn't drink anything. I've been waiting on you. I want to find out something. I want to find out something from you. And the God of death says, but you're a little child. Go back home now. What are you doing here? Look at people suffering and crying and begging and asking for so many things. You're a little child. You're alive. Go back and make your life. Go back and play with your toys. Go back and play with your family. Go back to your loved ones. Why are you here in such a scary place? And he says, Yamraj, I have been sent by my father to meet you. And I want to have a conversation with you. He says, son, go back to your house. You're not in the right place. This is not the place to be. Have you ever gone to certain places and you feel out of position? Have you ever gone to certain places and you feel as though this is just not for me? Have you ever been to certain places and maybe the ambience, maybe you're going to a party and everybody drunk in the party and you're standing there and everybody dancing but you can't dance. And you look at everybody. Rohan will laugh for you. And everybody looking at you in a corner and you say, you know what, I feel like I don't fit in here. This is not my lifestyle. This is not what I like. I feel like I can't take all the loud music in my ears. Maybe I can't take all this that is happening. Maybe I don't feel in place. Or maybe have you ever gone by somebody's house and everybody's there but nobody's talking to you and you say, you know what, I feel out of place. I feel I should just leave and go home. There are places and certain places that we will go to and we'll feel out of place. The God of death is saying, don't you feel out of place? People screaming, people bawling, people, their lives are in a mess. And you are here. Why don't you go home and be with your loved ones and be with your family? And he says, I will not leave until I get the answer. And God of death says, well, here's what. You was here for 3 days? Here what? I'll give you 3 gifts. I'll give you 3 boons because you come here for 3 days and 3 days you fast and you don't eat anything and you sleep right here. I'll give you 3 boons. What are the 3 boons that you want? And he stops and he says, you know what? I will ask for it. Narayanam Nirakaram Naraviram Narotamam Pavitram Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vrishabani Karadi Chacha Navasaashile Kate Kaha Lalita Sakaguna Ramma Ramita Vishaketitaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. करुणा मकुरु के माई करुणा भरते चचा कनकासनाते तम वर्णिता के चरितितः. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेव. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Vrindavan mein Hari Lal ki jai. It is said that day, that child Nachiketa looks at the god of death and he says, you give me 3 wishes, 3 boons. Alright, let me start to ask now. He starts to think for a second. He says, I know at some point when my 3 boons are up, I'll have to go back to my father. When I go back to my father, right now my father is angry with me. He's not speaking to me. I left and he didn't even care to have me back. My first boon. I want that when I go back, my father will embrace me. He will forget about the past. He will love me. And he will keep me by his side. And he won't fight me when I speak back or when I answer to certain things. But he will compromise and understand me. Can I have back that bond and that relationship of my father? Because he's all that I have at this time. I'm sure many of you here today will give anything in the world to hear, to listen, to speak to, or to even be in the ambience of that person who is no more with you. I'm sure you ask the family members today, our mother is not here anymore. What will you give to talk to mommy one last time? To those who've lost your mothers, to those who've lost your fathers, what will you give to talk to him one last time? What will you give to see mommy one more time and say, Ma, well, you know, I want to say sorry. Ma, I want to say I love you. Ma, I want to say I miss you. Ma, I apologize for this and I apologize for that. Dad, you've probably gone so many years ago. But I want to say, I'm sorry for the way I reacted. I'm sorry for the way I spoke to you. I'm sorry for the manner in which I lived while you were next to me. And this goes to show for the people who are alive now, don't wait for people to die to then speak to them. Speak to them while you're alive. Compromise while you're alive. Learn to live. Our dharma, our scriptures, our holy texts, our holy books, they don't just have stories and kahanis for us to just enjoy. It is a way of life to learn how to live. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to coexist with the people who are next to you. Learn how to coexist with your loved ones, more so your mother, your father, your siblings, and not create animosity and enemy with the people who are close to you. Today that child would ask for the first boon and he says, tell me today, my first gift that I'm asking for is that when I go back, my father will forgive me and he will forget of the troubles that we have. He says, secondly, I will ask, and he starts to think. He says, I left my father's side and I came here. There are many people who don't understand the way of life. They perform certain actions and they don't think twice before they perform the actions, not knowing that whatever you do will come back as a karma in your path to either hit you, knock you down as we say, or to either lift you. please tell me, what should people do to uplift themselves? And one of the first things that he got of that says, he says, son, you're going a little in depth with this message now. You're going a little in depth with philosophy. You're a little boy. You're just 9 years old. Like I tell you all this knowledge, you don't know all of this. It's best you go back home. He says, I want to know. And he starts to tell him. He says the way of life should start with the fourfold parts of life. Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Learn how to live. Learn how to speak to people. How do we say? It's not what you say, but how you say it. Learn how to coexist with the people in your own house. If you cannot live happy with the people in your own house, you think you will be happy in somebody else's house? If you cannot learn to laugh in your own home, do you think when you go in society and you're working in a job, you'll be able to coexist with the people who is working, your co-workers and the people around you? It starts in your home. If you could be happy in your home, in your space, with nothing else, then you'll be happy anywhere else in the world. What is true happiness? Happiness is a choice that you can make on your own. The world doesn't determine if you are happy or not, but you make that choice on your own. When you wake up in the morning and you look at the sunrise, when you wake up and you take a deep breath, whether you lose somebody, whether you don't lose somebody, whether your life is in a crisis because of a health issue, maybe your life may be messed up with some financial crisis, whatever it takes in the world, it is only you to wake up, to look at the world and say, you know what? I'm going to laugh today. I'm going to smile today. No matter what, I will not let the world pull me down. Sometimes we have to motivate ourselves. One of the best examples I have always given many people. I always say, if you take a baby and you put a baby in a room and you peep through the hole or you put a glass to look at the baby, and you put a baby in a room with nothing, no toys, no nothing at all. That child might cry for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. But after about 1 hour, that child will stop crying, wipe out the tears, and look at something to play with. Maybe a little ants walking on the ground and might just, you know what, let me play with the ants. Maybe the shadow of the light might be on the ground and the child might see the shadow now and start to make something with the shadow. Maybe the child might find a little corner and find something, maybe a little dust, something, but the child might start to draw something. Move the hands and create something and the child go get quiet. If you take a child and put the child in a room, a baby, and leave that child there, maybe after 1 hour, the crying will stop and the child will be contented. Take a big man or a big lady and put them in a room for 15 minutes and take away their phone. What happened? What happened? Problems start right there. As soon as you take away the phone, problems start. People become uneasy. Their life is uneasy. Their life become miserable. I expecting a call. I'm supposed to check this. I'm supposed to go on this media. I'm supposed to do something. Life becomes uneasy. People of nowadays do not know how to find true happiness. A child finds happiness within himself or herself. After about 1 hour, understanding that nothing is there to create happiness, no toy, nothing to create happiness, that child knows, I will find happiness from me and I will project something to be happy about. And a big person waits, well, one day when I get a job, I will be happy. One day when I could build a big house, I will be happy. The day I get a promotion, I will be happy. The day my children come and do this, I'll be happy. The day my father come and tell me this will happen, I will be happy. And we wait every single day with the thought, the notion of saying, the day I get, the day this happens, I'll be happy. And if it never happens, you are never happy. Learn to be happy in the world. Today we are here to reflect. It is this first month that we will miss our mother. We will grieve. We will think about the good times. We might see her walking as an image in our mind. You know what? She used to walk out and come here. She might walk outside there. She might go pick up flowers. She might offer she prayers. She might just be sitting and looking at the outside but there's nothing happening. And you will get all the vision and all the memories. She was here. She was there. She was walking there. She was in the kitchen. And all the visions will come. And it is understood, according to Garu Puran, that when somebody dies, you will miss them, you will grieve, you will mourn, you will think about them. But at some point, you need to remember that while they will continue their journey, you have a journey of your own, and happiness must come from within you to live your days. If you sulk every day until, then what would life mean to you? One day when we die and we go in the hands of the Divine Lord, the Lord will say, well, you enjoy your life? I give you 50 years to live. You enjoy your 50 years? Well, you know, when Daddy passed away, well, I wasted 20 years there because I couldn't get it over. Whose loss is it? Your loss. Live your life to the fullest. Live every day to the fullest. Nobody knows what will come today. Nobody knows what will come tomorrow. Nobody knows what is for you and what is not for you. But it's only up to you to create your moments. Do you remember this song? Hey Pavana Parameshwar Meri, Hey Pavana Parameshwar Meri, मन ही मन शरमाओ, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे। Beautiful verse, it says, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे द्वार तुम्हारे आओ, द्वार तुम्हारे आओ, हे पावन परमेश्वर मेरी, मन ही मन शरमाओ, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे। तूने मुझको जग में भेजा, निर्मल कर दे काया, आकर के संसार में मैंने इसको दाग लगाया, जन्म जन्म की मैली चादर कैसे दाग चुराओ, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे। निर्मल वाणी पाकर तुझसे नाम न तेरा गाया, नैन मूल कर हे परमेश्वर, कभी न तुझको ध्याया, मन वीणा की तारी तूने, अब क्या गीत सुनाओ, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे। क्या बात है? The God of Death speaks to the child and he says, son, why don't you go back home? You're asking about all this kind of technical knowledge. You're still small yet you're not ready for this knowledge. He says, God of Death, you ask me what I want, and with my second boon, tell me about life. How should people live in order to go to the skies and to the heavens? And he advises, if people want to go to the heavens, first thing, let go of the attachments of the world, the things that bring sadness. Choose to awaken happiness within yourself, and wherever you go, make people smile. Wherever you go, bring a smile to the world. Have you ever seen people walk in a crowd, and when somebody comes, everybody light up? How do you say one person lights up the room? And have you ever seen people go in a crowd, and when they walk in the room, everybody starts stoops and give X? Totally opposite. What kind of personality are you? What kind of aura do you have? What kind of energy do you have? Do you think that you're a person that when you go into a space with people, people love you and people are happy? Or do you think that you're a person that when you walk in a place, people start to cut corners and pass you all in the back and thing because nobody wants to talk to you? Be the person to create a good energy by yourself. What is the role of a mother and a father? Parents try to teach their children to be the best person that they are. It is up to the child to listen and to carry out what mothers and fathers will teach. Like our mother today. Our mother's not here, But I'll remind you that mother will live through her children, and how you live will determine what happens to her. Every time people see you, every time people look at the way you walk, every time people look at the way you speak to somebody, how you live your life, they're going to brand you. I was reading this in one of my yajnas recently. When people want to ask about somebody, they don't just call you by your name. Somebody might point out, who's this fella boy? Daidaman's son. Daidaman from Longrud, his son. They identify you by your appearance. Who's that girl down there? Oh, that's the lady down the road. That's she daughter. Her name is, but they're not calling your name, no. That's the lady down the road. They will identify you by your appearance. For a mother who has departed, if somebody were to brand you, to identify you, that is that lady's daughter. That is that lady's son. In turn, the mother lives through you, and the father lives through you. And when they die, they physically might leave the world, but the more good you do in the world, you will make them happy and them proud. And how do you start by making them proud? Start by beaming with a joy, a happiness from within, so that wherever you go, you create a positive mark in the world. इन पैरों से चल कर तेरे मंदिर कभी न आया, जहाँ जहाँ हो पूजा तेरी कभी न शेष झुकाया। हे हरिहर मैं हार के आया, अब क्या हार चुराओ, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसी। Today, the child speaks to the God of death, and the God of death says now, I've given you now this knowledge to understand how to be happy. Now son, don't ask for a third one now. Go home. Go home now. I've given you the blessings of two great gifts. Go home to your father. He's waiting for you. I've blessed you with the first one, and your father will love you. Go back to your home. मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे। हे पावन परमेश्वर मेरी, मन ही मन शर्मा हो, मैली चादर ओढ़ के कैसे। And then with his third boon, he says, Prabhu, you've given me two. You told me you'll give me three. He says, son, what else will you ask for? You want money? You want wealth? You want me to build a big house for you? You want a big, nice chariot? What do you want? Tell me, what do you want? What is bothering you so much? He says, I have my last request. After watching the way my father, he pulled back when it came to the devotion. He was doing puja good all the time. But then when he was about to choose the cows, his mind then became self, or within himself, selfish. Because he wanted to keep the good cows for himself, and he was ready to give to God the ones that were not good. Can you tell me what is the purpose of life? Why are we really here? What should we do to make our life a better one? How should man on the earth live a life to become a better person and a better individual? And he got that stopped him right there and he said, listen, you're 9 years old. That kind of deep philosophy you won't understand. That kind of deep knowledge you won't understand. And he says, with my third boon, I want to understand. Please tell me. And he got up that for the first time, he sees dedication. He sees persistence. He sees somebody willing to learn. He sees somebody willing to receive knowledge. There's two types of knowledge. There's what you call Shreya and Priya. It says Shreya is that individual who has that longing and that wanting to learn. And there's that personality that's called Priya. Which means that, you know what, you could say, but tell me, if you tell me, tell me. If you tell me, well, There's a dokya attitude towards it. And I see Shreyas within your personality. You want to learn, so I'll tell you, if you want to learn, I will teach you. And he starts to speak a high philosophy to this child. And he starts to tell him about the body, the physical body, and about the soul. And the child would ask the question, we understand that when we die, the soul doesn't die. Is that true? And he got up that says, yes. Only the body dies. The soul will then go on a journey. The soul will meet with good things, and the soul will meet with bad things. The soul will encounter good times on the journey and on the pathway, and the soul will encounter bad things on that journey. But at the same time, it is all determined by how you live. That is how it will be carried out. If God of death were to come for any one of us here tonight, right now, do you think you can say, you know what? I'm fulfilled. I live a good life, and you know what? I know if God of death come, I'm going straight to Lord Krishna. Or do you think that there are some flaws in your life that is uneasy and unwavered, that if God of death were to come now, there are many regrets that will come, and you know what? You were not prepared for it. Are you prepared, or are you not prepared? It says the God of death comes like a thief in the night in your house. If in the village right here, you hear somebody from 10 houses down the road say, hey, there a thief boy, they're not breaking a man house down the road. What you going to do? You can start to nail up your door. You can start to make sure you get burglar proof. You make sure you set up your camera. You make sure everything is in place. So if that thief comes in the area, we go find him. The God of death is like a thief that comes in the night and he does not announce. He comes in your home and he wouldn't tell anybody anything. And he snatches away your loved one without you even knowing. You just wake up the next day and realize, mommy gone. Daddy's gone. My brother left. My best friend has died. And that God of death comes and he steals your loved ones according to karma. So what should you do? He says to this child, after I give you this knowledge, you will go back to your father. But live life to the best. The older people didn't just have sayings because it was just something somebody write, you know. Live every day as it were what? Your last. Because nobody knows what tomorrow brings. In this beautiful verse, even when Bhagwan Shri Ramachandra, it is said, Lord Prabhu Ram, when he had gone to the forest, the minister ran up to him and grabbed him by the shoulder. And he says, Minister, what are you doing in the forest? I have left everybody in Ayodhya. I have to be in the forest for 14 years. Go back. Don't come. You can't follow me. Go back. And he says, Prabhu, Sunona, listen to me. I came to give you a word. I came to tell you something. Okay, tell me, batao. He says, I came to tell you that while you are here in the forest, your father just died. How did the Lord take that? It is said the eyes of the Lord started to fill with a little water, a little tears. But he never allowed it to drop. And Lakshmana turned to him and he says, Bhaiya, we have to go back. Let's go back to Ayodhya. Our father is no more. And Bhagwan Shri Ram says, now that my father is no more and our father is not here, there's nothing we can do about it. But how we live will reflect on our father's name. I remind you again, how you live will reflect on your mother's name. Shri Rama Jai Rama Jai Jai Rama Shri Rama Jai Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama Dhamodhara roka Dhamodhara roka Varana said on that day, Bhagwan Sri Ram turned to his brother and he says, now that our father is no more, then the best thing that we can do in the world is to live the best life for our father. Too many people are passing away every single day and still we haven't learned our lessons. Too many people have died in recent and every single day, and yet people don't know how to live a proper life and how to coexist with the people around you. And today, Bhagwan Sri Ram, he says to his brother, rather than becoming angry, rather than feeling insulted, rather than feeling sorrowful, he says today, let us do what we have to do our duty towards our father. And they decided that they will say prayer and they will pray for the soul of their father to reach the higher regions and to live his best path. Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Rama Jaya Rama, Jaya Jaya Rama, Mangala Bhavana Amangala Hari Dravahu Sudasharata Ajara Vihari. बोलिए प्यारी सबको, श्री राम जय रामा, जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय रामा, जय जय रामा, जय जय रामा, जय जय रामा. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki. When Sri Ramachandra decided to speak to brother Lakshmana, he says, Lakshman Bhaiya, as I am about to speak to you, I will tell you how to narrate or how to live this path of life. He says people need to start disciplining their day and their moments in life. Long ago, when I was small and I would awaken on a daily basis, my mother and father, my grandparents, would I hold you by the hand, take you by the altar and say, come, you now get up, brush your teeth, come, stand up here, take our flowers, say our prayers. Night time would have come, 6 o'clock in the evening, come, we have to light a diya before you go to sleep, before you eat, before you do anything for the afternoon. These discipline of life have gone. Nobody does it anymore. Nobody pays attention to godliness anymore. People live their lives without a care. You could choose random children nowadays at the age of 15 and say, hey, say the Gayatri Mantra for me, na? And they go, ask them, who is that? I never hear, who is that? You can choose a child today and say, do you know the Gayatri Mantra? Do you know the Mahamrityum Mantra? Mahamrityum Jaya, Trayambakam. And they go, ask them, who is that? Because many people have lost their value. Baba Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai, he had set down rules for discipline. And one of the first rules he has said, in a home and in a family, every devotee, every home must choose at least one day in a week to fast. And we remember growing up now, and everybody just fast one particular day in a week. What day is that? Tuesday. Why Tuesday? Because it was Guruvar day, and it was the day of Lord Shiva, and we say we go fast the Thursday. But we knew to fast the Thursday. One day in a week, you will fast and you will offer a dar. How many people today still fast on a Thursday? Yeah? Afraid to ask a little, show your hand. Because very people who don't put up their hand, maybe you feel bad. How many people still fast one day for the week? And how many people wait and say, yeah, don't worry about that, naman. How much I go cook? Wait for Diwali and we go fast for the whole Diwali one time. Wait for Navratri and we go fast for Navratri one time. And we wait for the crux of everything to come together. And then we go fast. But what about the discipline of things to happen? Because we barely pray and we barely fast, but we expect miracles to happen when we ask God for it. Baba Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai says to the world that one must choose one day a week and fast that one day for discipline. He says one must then practice the habit of how they eat. Nourish by? One must practice in the manner in which they eat. You do not eat because you're greedy and you just want to eat. But you eat only when you're hungry. And then again, some of you hungry every minute. Every time you pass by the kitchen, we'd have. You practice the habit of eating only when you're hungry. Do not live this greedy attitude. You know part of our etiquette in India? If you go to one of the restaurants and you're going to eat and there are Indians looking at you, one of the habits that they can determine or define you as being a chamar person is if when you're going and eat, you show the greedy habit that we have when it comes to eating. You know what shows you to be a greedy person in India when it comes to that and defines you as a chamar person? You ever see people go in and eat like probably rice and dal or maybe the curry and rice, and you take one and you put it in your mouth, so you chew in, but you don't group up the next one already and you have it and you wait in there. You ever see people do that? The mouth full, it's still chewing, but the next one line up and waiting. It shows a greedy attitude in Bangladesh. It shows a chamar personality. They're so afraid they're going to lose everything else after, so they have to make sure they have the backup on time. And it defines your life. You always think you need to have something right on the side, so just in case. And that mentality comes from the chamar or the low caste of people. Eat not because you're greedy to eat and you just want to eat, but when you're hungry, you eat. He says, create that discipline in your heart and in your mind that how you live should be a healthy lifestyle. How you live your daily life should be clean, purity. Cleanliness is close to a cleansed mind. Don't get angry all the time. He says, carry out your personal work and do not depend on people just to do it for you. Some people need to have somebody, hey, bring that, move it there, put it back this side, come this side. Get up and be active on your own. Stop ordering people around. Nowadays, the youngest child now just sit down in the room. Mommy, I'm hungry. Bring it for me now. Maya go make it and bring it, right? And she go call you and say, I finished cook the food for you at the table. Maya could bring it for me. And the table right there. Ma thirsty, you could bring the water, it right there. When things supposed to be the other way around, like, you just do that, eh? When it's supposed to be the other way around, when we are supposed to take care of the elders and the parents and those who are getting older in the age, now the younger one calling for help more than anything. He says, learn to carry out your personal duty and your work by yourself. Do not order around people. It is the only way to get your mind, your body active. He says at the same time, do not over worry about the things of your life, especially your health. Some people might say, you know what, but I'll take care of myself. If you're eating right, if you're living the healthy lifestyle, if you're doing everything that you can to make sure you're living proper, it will fall in place. Long time when people get sick, people never take on that, you know. Long time when people fall long and think they get up and they wipe out, yeah, we're good, we're good. Nowadays, if somebody fall long, we have to go in emergency and we have to make sure we get the proper medication and we get the right dosage and we get everything to go with it. But long time when something happened to somebody, they will work with probably a normal remedy. Somebody got fever, they'll go and get some fever grass and they'll go boil it and they'll go drink it, and after 2-3 days, we go feel good, don't worry. But the mind was, as we say, mind over matter. I go feel good. I go feel good. Now people panic too much. Now everything is the medication. Now everything is the doctors. And everything has to do with more than what it is. And the more you worry, is the more stress coming. The more you take it in your mind, is the more sickness and temptations and negativities coming on your pathway. If we can let go of certain things in our thoughts, and we can allow things to be as it is supposed to be by the devotas and by the blessings of the gods, then everything will work as it is supposed to be. Today in our scripture, while the child continues to speak, he says, Lord Yamraj, please guide me and tell me how to live in the world so that I do not incur more sins and more problems. And in that way, the world will learn to know how to live a better life. And the God of that looks at him and he says, son, I will teach you today and I will speak to you today. I would never impart this knowledge to the world and to the people who are careless about it. Because knowledge should be given to those who want to learn. And not to the people who are just there. When we speak scriptures and holy scriptures, in the days of the great saints and the gurus of Bangladesh, if you want to learn, they will teach you. And if you don't want to learn, they'll tell you go back home. If you didn't come to learn, don't waste time. As he speaks to the God of that, listen. Damodara rati vara varadhana veshe क्या बात। हरि निस्कुत वृंदा विपिने से, राधे जय जय माधव दयिते, गोकुल तारुण मंगलमयिते। राधे जय जय, राधे जय जय माधव दयिते, गोकुल तारुण मंगलमयिते। जय जय माधव दयिते, गोकुल तारुणी मंगलमयिते। राधे जय जय माधव दयिते, गोकुल तारुणी मंगलमयिते। दामोदर रते वर वरधन वेशे, हरि निस्कुत वृंदा विपिने से। दामोदर रते वर वरधन वेशे, हरि निस्कुत वृंदा विपि। बोलो राधे जय जय माधव दयिते, गोकुल तारुणी मंगलमयिते। करुणा कुरु मयि कर्णभरीते, सनक सनातन सनक सनातन वर्णित चरिते। करुणा करु मयि कर्णभरीते, सनक सनातन वर्णित चरिते। राधे जय जय माधव दयिते, गोकुल तारुणी मंगलमयि। जय राधे 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 जय श्री राधे। वृंदावन में हरि राधा की। On that day, it is said, Nachiketa decided now, after learning all the knowledge in the world, to go back to his father. And he was waiting to see the open arms because his first wish would be fulfilled. And while he was heading back into his home and his kutia, father was standing in the yard, and at that point, knowing that his son had gone to Pata, Lok and come back, knowing that his son had gone to the regions where people die and come back, he ran towards his son and he embraced him and he said to him, "Please don't ever leave me again." Sometimes we have ego. We tell people bad things and we really want to say sorry, but that little ego inside could tell you, you know what? Nah boy, you best he come and talk to me first. If you come and talk to me first, then I'll go tell him I'm sorry. And the ego within us, sometimes it breaks relationships. The relationship in our home, in our family, amongst ourselves, brothers and sisters, loved ones, parents, children, it breaks because of a little ego, because somebody don't want to say, "Hey, I'm sorry." Let it slide. Forgive and what? And forget. Bhavani Shankara Uma Maheshwara Girija Shankara Bhavani Shankara Uma Maheshwara Girija Shankara Jaya Pralayankara Jaya Pidambara जय शिव शंकर नमो महादेव शंभो नमो सदा शिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर करुणा शंकर पार्वती शंकर गंगा जटाधर करुणा शंकर नीलकंठधर अखिलेश्वर धर जय शिव शंकर नमो महादेव शंभो नमो सदा शिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव शंकर नमो सदा शिव जय परमेश्वर जय भुवनेश्वर जय शिव जय शिव जय शिव शंकर जय शिव शंकर जय शिव शंकर जय शिव शंकर उमापति महादेव की जय वृंदावन में हरिलाल की जय. And that day it is said, Nachiketa, he was welcomed by his father. And from that moment he sat down and like a great Mahayogi, with the knowledge that the God of death gave him about death and about life, he sat down to narrate to the world. And hence came about that scripture that is called the Katha Upanishad, a book not only like the Garu Puran, but one that will speak about not just what happens when you die, but how to motivate yourself when you lose someone. How to understand that they have gone on one path and you are on this path. Don't live your days like you are not alive. They will continue their journey. But be motivated that one day you will be on the same path, and how you prepare now is what will happen then. Like the older people say, how you make your bed, so you sleep. Prem se Sumapati Mahadeva ki. Let us all stand, everyone. We're about to say a special prayer for the soul of our mother. We're about to pray for the soul of a mother of this home and a mother to many We're about to say a special prayer to Bhagwan Shri Krishna, praying that not only for our mother, but the many people who leave us every single day. We're inviting the Divine God, Bhagwan Shri Krishna, to touch us, to motivate us, to inspire us, to lead us on the right path, to give us the energy mentally, spiritually, to be that better person. So one day when we too die, we won't go through the torments of the world, but we'll be happy and contented. And when we sing this one dedication, you can come to Mom. You have an arti there, you have a light, and you arti Mom, and you pray, and you say a prayer. And who wants to come, you can do the same. Come forward and arti your mother. And if there's any thoughts, unwavering thoughts in your mind that you didn't get to say, Mommy, I'm sorry. Mommy, I should have. Mommy, maybe I should. Then say, Mom, today with this arti, today you're listening to us, wherever you are. And we are sending prayer, we are sending love and inspiration, wherever you are, to be motivated to travel on your journey towards the Divine Lord. जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, like a arti, आशा का दूर किनारा हो, और कोई न केवल हारा हो, फिर तो ही बेड़ा पार करो. जय 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 कृष्ण हरि. जय कृष्ण हरि, श्री कृष्ण हरि, दुखियों को दुख दूर करी. जय 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 कृष्ण हरि. तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे है. तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विष को भी अमृत कर दे है. पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा. जो भी तेरा यादर. जय कृष्ण हरि, श्री कृष्ण हरि, दुखियों को दुख दूर करे. जय 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 कृष्ण हरि. Narayan Narayan Narayan, Shima 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 Narayan Narayan Narayan, Lakshmi Narayan Narayan Narayan, Lakshmi Narayan Narayan Narayan. Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana. Shri Rama Sharanam Mama, Shri Rama Sharanam Mama, Shri Rama Sharanam Mama, Shri Rama Sharanam Mama. Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Narayana. Shri Narayana, Hari Narayana. नारायणा। इतना तू करना स्वामी, जब प्राण तन से निकले, गोविंद नाम लेकर तब प्राण तन से निकले, तब प्राण तन से निकले, तब प्राण तन से निकले। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धु सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरि ओम। वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। जय जय सीताराम। आसन लीजिए, let us all take